Another opening, another show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In Philly,
Boston, or Baltimore.
A chance for stage folks to say hello. Another opening
of another show. Another job that you hope at last will make your future forget your past. Another pain where the ulcers grow. Another opening of another show.
4 weeks you rehearse and rehearse. 3 weeks and it couldn't be worse. 1 week, will it ever be right?
Then out of the
hat, out of the hat, it's that big first night. The overture is about to start. Cross your fingers and hold your heart.
It's urgent time and away we go. Another opening of another show.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to our virtual Tony celebration.
Tony Sunday is usually a day where we all come together to celebrate this art form we all love. So even though Corona took away our 2020 Tony Award ceremony that would have recognized this season's shows and artists, we still wanted to take this night to think back of all of the amazing works that brought the art form to where we are today.
Yes, tonight we are going to go through all 8 decades of Tony Awards and sing one song from a Tony Award-winning Best Musical from each decade. Our opening number tonight that you just heard was Another Opening, Another Show from the first ever Best Musical Tony Award recipient, Kiss Me Kate.
Kiss Me Kate won the Tony for Best Musical in 1949 and was actually nominated again last year, 50 years later in 2019 for the Best Revival of a Musical.
The 1950s brought a huge crop of smash hit musicals that are still very well known today, such as 1952's The King and I, My Fair Lady, which won the Tony in 1957, The Music Man from 1958, and perhaps one of the most beloved musicals of all time, Guys and Dolls, which won the Tony for Best Musical in 1951.
Frank Loesser's score is packed with memorable tunes like A Bushel and a Peck, Marry the Man Today, Luck Be a Lady, and I'll Know, a song where famed crapshooter Sky Masterson and mission leader Sarah Brown talk about how they'll be able to tell that they found the loves of their lives.
Little do they know that by the end of the show, this guy will end up with this doll. Let's take a look at I'll Know from Guys and Dolls.
I'll know when my love comes along. I won't take a chance. I'll know he'll be just what I need, not some fly-by-night Broadway romance.
And you'll know at a glance by the 2 pair of hands.
I'll know by the calm, steady voice, those feet on the ground. I'll know as I run to his arms that at last I've come home safe and sound. Until then, I shall wait. Until then,
a pure chance in chemistry.
Chemistry?
I'll know when my love comes along. I'll know in my heart. I'll know, and I won't ever ask, am I right? Am I wise? Am I smart? And I'll stop and I'll stare at that face in the throng. Yes, I'll know when my love comes along. When my love comes along.
What a great song!
What a great show!
The 1960s brought a whole collection of incredible musicals to Broadway, including How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, Bye Bye Birdie, Oliver, She Loves Me, Hello Dolly, and Cabaret.
Yeah, we're talking serious hits that are still popular to this day. The 1960 Tony Award ceremony was also the only time in Tony history that two musicals tied for Best Musical. Both Fiorello and The Sound of Music took home awards at the 14th Tony Award ceremony.
Let's take a listen to 16 Going on 17 from what is perhaps Rodgers and Hammerstein's most beloved show, The Sound of Music.
Don't worry about my father. He was designed for bravery.
Oh, I'm not worried about him. The one I'm worried about is his daughter. How old are you, Liesl?
16. What's wrong with that?
You wait, little girl, on an empty stage for fate to turn the light on. Your life, little girl, is an empty page that men will want to write on.
To write on.
You are 16, going on 17, baby, it's time to think. Better beware and canny and careful, baby, you're on the brink. You are 16, going on 17, fellows will fall in line. Eager young lads and brew eggs and cads will offer you food and wine. Totally unprepared are you to face the world of men. Timid and shy and scared are you of things beyond your ken. You need someone older and wiser telling you what to do. I am 17, going on 18. I'll take care of you.
I am 16, going on 17. I know that I'm naive. Fellows I meet may tell me I'm sweet, and willingly I believe. I am 16, going on 17, innocent as a rose. Bachelor dandies, drinkers of brandies, what do I know of those? Totally unprepared am I to face a world of men. Timid and shy and scared am I of things beyond my ken. I need someone older and wiser telling me what to do. You are 17, going on 18. I'll depend on you.
The churning out of musical hits we saw in the 60s settled down a bit in the 70s, but that doesn't mean the 70s didn't see some great shows come to the Great White Way.
Some of the most well-known shows from the 70s are Company, A Chorus Line, The Wiz, Sweeney Todd, and of course, Annie.
Let's take a listen to NYC from that show that we all think we've heard enough times, but each time watching it again becomes just as exciting as the first.
We also decided to use this song to show a little glimpse into the world of commercial musical theater auditions. We hope you enjoy.
NYC, what is it about you? You're big, you're loud, you're tough.
NYC, I go years without you, then I can't get enough of cab drivers answering back in language far from pure.
Enough of frankfurters answering back, then brother, you know you're in NYC. You make 'em all postcards.
You crowd, you cram, you're still the champ. Amen. For
NYC, just got here this morning. $3, 2 bags, 1 me. NYC, I give you fair warning. Up there in lights I'll be.
go ask the Gershwins or Kaufman and Hart, the place they love the best. Though California pays big for their art, their fan mail comes addressed to NYC.
Tomorrow a penthouse that's way up high. Tonight,
Oh,
why not? It's NYC. NYC, your standing room only. You crowd, you cram, you're still
the champ. Amen.
for
How many of those things have you seen people do in the auditions holding room?
All of them? Okay, maybe not all of them. I haven't seen anyone bring out a dog or a full-size piano, but hey, we're still young.
So true. Amen for NYC. Though musical theater originated in the Big Apple, British theater makers and composers quickly fell in love with the art form themselves, and musicals started popping up in London.
In the 1980s, Broadway welcomed a huge handful of shows that are known as British mega musicals. These shows are known for their grand scale with huge set pieces, large cast sizes, and dazzling scores.
Some of the British mega musicals that made their way across the pond in the 80s are Evita, Cats, The Phantom of the Opera, and Boublil and Schomburg's Les Miserables.
Let's listen to A Heart Full of Love from this blockbuster hit featuring my good friend Deanna Francesca as Eponine.
Enjoy!
A heart full of love, a heart full of song. I'm doing everything all wrong. Oh God, for shame, I do not even know your name. Dear Mademoiselle, won't you say, will you tell?
no fear, no regret.
My name is Marius Pontmercy.
And mine's Cosette.
Oh, and I don't know what to say.
Then make no sound.
heart full of love.
He was never mine to
A
lose.
heart full of you.
I regret what cannot be. These are words you'll never say. Not to me.
From today,
Not to me, not for
Every
me.
day,
for it is a dream.
Not never.
That show is just so good, and it certainly stood the test of time. The original London production, which opened in 1985, just closed last year in July 2019, and a new West End production of Les Mis opened just a few months later in January 2020.
Perhaps the reason the show has stayed so popular is because of its timeless themes of standing up to correct the injustice in the world. We wanted to take a moment to recognize the tragedy of George Floyd's murder and amplify some Black voices in the Broadway community.
In the past couple weeks, we have been hearing about the prejudices that exist within the Broadway community. One actor who spoke up on Instagram this week is Brittany Johnson, the first woman of color to play Glinda in Wicked.
And her performance as the Good Witch of the North was not the first time Johnson made Broadway history. Back in 2015, Johnson made history as the first Black woman to play both Eponine and Fantine in Les Mis, and the first woman ever to play both roles in the same day. But this huge accomplishment was not celebrated in the Broadway community or even really acknowledged by her castmates. In her post, she says, "I don't say this to brag or say that I deserved more notoriety or a front page spread on Playbill, but I am saying that I've seen much less exciting things celebrated for much less melanated people, often."
Another theater artist, actor, composer, Griffin Matthews, who created the musical Witness Uganda, also known as Invisible Thread, posted a video this week where he discusses the challenges he faced as a Black theater artist creating a new musical. Let's watch a clip from that video.
A song in Act 1 mentioned the fact that I was the son of slaves. Our producer, in the middle of a creative team meeting, said, "Slavery is over. No one wants to hear about that." Not one single person put him in check, and that is Amy Cooper. See, the thing about Amy Cooper is she is a liberal. She is an artistic director. She is a Tony winner. She is a producer. She teaches at Harvard. She is charismatic. She is an excellent public speaker and fundraiser. She puts on pretty dresses and speaks eloquently about how much she cares about diversity and inclusion. She has made her entire career about that. She works with Black people. She believes she loves Black people. She buys their work, and then behind closed doors, she steals it. She manipulates it. She has no time or patience to research it. She has no idea of how to defend it because she never understood it. She waits for everyone else to tell her if it's good or if it's relevant or if it's award-worthy because she sincerely has no idea what's what. Her Black experience is strictly about money and profits. She has no real Black friends and has never needed to have them because that's not part of the equation of rising to the pinnacle of success on Broadway. Think about that. White people literally need not one Black person to become a Broadway sensation, to become a millionaire, to become a Tony winner, to become Broadway history. Not one Black person is needed to achieve that. And that is why Broadway is racist.
We're here tonight to celebrate the Broadway community, but we also must acknowledge that this community, like all communities, has aspects of it that we need to see change in.
We're going to be including some links to helpful information and places to donate to the cause in the description of this video. Please take a look after the stream and read some of these stories and donate if you are able to.
We are nowhere near done. There's a lot going on in our world today between the long overdue widespread recognition and support of Black lives and Black voices, And meanwhile, we're still in the middle of a global pandemic.
The first musical to face a pandemic head-on came to Broadway in the 90s. Jonathan Larson's Rent follows a group of bohemian residents of Alphabet City struggling with the AIDS crisis.
Let's listen to What You Own from the 1996 Tony-winning Best Musical.
Don't breathe too deep. Don't think all day.
Dive into work. Drive the other way.
That drip of hurt.
That pint of shame goes away. Just play the game.
You're living in America at the end of the millennium.
You're living in America, where it's like the Twilight Zone. And when you're living in America, at the end of the millennium, you're what you own. So I own not a notion. I escape and ache content. I don't own emotion. I rent.
What was it about?
What was it about that night? Connection in an isolating age.
For once the shadows
gave way to light. For once I didn't disengage.
Angel, I hear you, I hear it, I see it, I see it in my
I hear it, my song.
Alexi, Mark,
One song
call me a
glory.
hypocrite. I need to finish my own film.
Your eyes
I quit.
dying in America at the end of the millennium. We're dying in America to come into our own. But when you're dying in America at the end of the millennium, you're not alone. I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
The 21st century brought some brilliant musicals to Broadway that made Tony competition very fierce.
You might even say the competition was wicked. Let me explain what I mean. In 2004, two brilliant musicals opened. Stephen Schwartz's smash hit Wicked and Bobby Lopez, Jeff Marks, and Jeff Whitty's Avenue Q.
Though this fact may shock you, as it still surprises people to this day, Wicked did not win the Tony Award for Best Musical in 2004.
The award went to the brilliantly clever and laugh-out-loud hilarious Avenue Q. Let's listen to the closing number from the show.
Why does everything have to be so hard?
Maybe you'll never find your purpose. Lots of people don't.
But then, I don't even know why I'm alive.
Well, who does really? Everyone's a little bit unsatisfied.
Everyone goes round a little empty inside.
Take a breath, look around.
Swallow your pride.
For now.
Nothing lasts. Life goes on. Full of surprises. You'll be faced with problems of all shapes and sizes.
You're going to have to make a few compromises. For now.
For now.
But only for now.
For now.
Only for now.
For now. Only for now. For now.
For now we're healthy.
For now we're employed.
For now we're happy, if not overjoyed.
And we'll accept the things we cannot avoid. For now.
For now. For now.
But only for now.
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 For now there's life.
Only for now.
For now there's love.
Only for now.
For now there's work.
For now there's happiness. Only for now.
For now discomfort.
Only for now.
For now there's friendship.
Only for now.
For now. Only for now.
Only for now.
Sex is only for now.
Your hair
Is only for now. Coronavirus is only for now.
Don't stress, relax, let life roll off your backs. Except for death and paying taxes, everything in life is only for now. Each time you smile, only for now.
It'll only last a while.
Life may be scary, but it's only temporary.
Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
Everything in life is only for now.
We made it all the way to the 2010s.
Musical theater seems to be having a second golden age these days with a huge boom of new musicals that have taken over pop culture.
So many incredible pieces of theater have emerged in the past 10 years, including Once, Kinky Boots, Fun Home, Hadestown, and of course, perhaps the two most well-known musicals of our time, Dear Evan Hansen and Lin-Manuel Miranda's historical theater masterpiece that took over the world in 2015 and made Tony history at the 2016 awards, earning a record 16 nominations.
I have been fortunate enough to see Lin-Manuel Miranda's Hamilton countless times as an usher for the Richard Rodgers Theater. After 5 years of its run, the audiences are still sold out and as excited as ever to see the show, and the cast and crew never disappoints. As an usher, you get to see many different casts of the show, and the beauty of Hamilton is its diverse cast always brings something new and authentic to the performance.
I think this next song is one of the most beautiful songs ever written for musical theater.
It's all about creating a world with future generations in mind, setting them up to blow us all away. Let's listen to Dear Theodosia from Hamilton.
Dear Theodosia, what to say to you? You have my eyes, you have your mother's name. When you came into the world, you cried, and it broke my heart. I'm dedicating every day to you. Domestic life was never quite my style. When you smile, you knock me out, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. You will come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
Oh, Philip, when you smile, I am undone. My son, look at my son. Pride is not the word I'm looking for. There is so much more inside me now. Oh, Philip, you outshine the morning sun, my son. When you smile, I fall apart, and I thought I was so smart. My father wasn't around. I swear that I'll be around for you. I'll do whatever it takes.
I'll make a million mistakes.
I'll make the world safe and sound for you. You will come of age with our young nation. We'll bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you, and you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday. Yeah, you'll blow us all away. Someday, someday.
That's our show, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us as we celebrate Tony Award-winning shows through the years.
We also wanted to take a second to recognize the amazing shows of the 2019-2020 season, some that didn't even open before the pandemic shut Broadway down on March 12th, that didn't get to have their Tonys this year.
We can't wait to see all of these shows performed 8 times a week and celebrated on Tony Night as soon as it's safe to do so.
Thank you all so much for watching our videos for the past 10 weeks.
It's really been such a highlight and a source of joy in this crazy time. And I also want to thank you, Gabby, for being so game to be a part of this project with me. Every single ridiculous idea I had for a video, you were totally down to do.
And I want to thank you, Yanniv. Many of you may be wondering who does all of the incredible video and audio editing, and all of that credit goes to Yanniv. And let's not forget the puppets. Yanniv handmade all of those puppets and manned them himself. I would not have been able to create such unique and fun videos on a weekly basis without you. It has been pure joy having a piece of the theater within my own home and sharing it with everyone.
Thank you all so much for watching.
We hope to see you all at the theater very soon.
We're singing.